MSNBC is in full-blown crisis mode after Joe Biden's humiliating performance during the CNN presidential debate. Things were so bad that at one point I thought Joy Reid was going to cry on live TV. Now, before I show you that clip, it's important to put all of this into context here. The reason Democrats are so shocked is because the media has been covering up for Joe Biden this entire time. They picked up and regurgitated the White House's talking points on cheap fakes, so their viewers were insulated and protected from the actual truth about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. Just take a look at what Joe Scarborough told his audience about Biden just 3 months ago.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now, he's cogent. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
And honestly, it's not just their viewers. I think the media actually repeated their lies so often that they actually believed that Joe Biden was mentally there. They probably were expecting another State of the Union performance. But just 11 minutes into the debate, the Democrats knew that the party was over.
Where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
It was so bad that this morning, Mika Brzezinski had to tell the audience to calm down, and Joe Scarborough looked like he was about to fight with his wife over it on live TV.
Okay, hold on a second. That I agree with everything you said, except for the last part of it. Everybody calm down, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it's fine to not spin what happened last night, and we're not going to. Again,
by the way,
he had
Mika,
a terrible night.
Mika, everybody's calm here.
No,
you're the only one raising your voice.
No,
Everybody is calm here.
But again, it's the let's just immediately pull this. Let's end this. Let's find someone else.
That's not what Mike said.
That attitude toward this is what I am saying slow down on, because, again, there's no spinning it, but let's be balanced. Let's, for once, show some balance in a media world that is so shrill with imbalance that we've become inured to the difference between these two candidates.
Denial, anger, and bargaining. It sounds like the folks over at MSNBC are in the early stages of grief, and there are some people over there still in stage number 1, denial, trying to spin the disastrous debate as Joe Biden having a cold and a sore throat. Take a look.
So, look, he got off to a rough start. You know, he said afterwards, I have a sore throat. You may have seen that he went to the Waffle House in Atlanta after the debate, got some food.
But the problem with that is that a sore throat doesn't explain the lack of coherence. Just take a look at how Joe Biden answered a question about abortion.
And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're in a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states, let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that. But here's the deal. There's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
He just immigration and abortion. Like, what was that? People aren't worried about the shaky voice. People could care less if he had a cold. Everyone gets colds. What's alarming is how he tries to tie two completely unrelated ideas together and feels completely to make any kind of point. I mean, the question was about his stance on abortion. Did we ever find out about it in his answer? No. Fortunately, while MSNBC is in denial, at least the folks over at CBS appear to be waking up.
Kept saying, he had a cold, but this is the thing. When you have a cold, there's many things you can take for it. We didn't know he had a cold until he stood up. A cold doesn't force you to lose your train of thought. A cold doesn't force you to just throw things out randomly that to many people made no sense. And so how long do we continue to act like that we didn't see what we just saw last night? I thought for many people, the word I keep hearing, it was very painful to watch.
Well, immediately after the debate, Nicole Wallace revealed to MSNBC viewers that there is already a movement behind the scenes within the Democrat Party to kick Biden off the ticket.
And there is a conversation happening inside Biden's circle, and certainly a much more frank conversation happening inside the Democratic coalition. And I think there will be stories of a lot of concern about the performance tonight. And I think when you say conversations happening, what do you mean? I think people are talking. I think the conversations range from whether he should be in this race tomorrow morning to what was wrong with him. I mean, he has a cold.
And by the way, it's also being reported by Fox News that Obama himself is planning on staging an intervention with Joe Biden because the debate was so bad.
Well, this is a bombshell. Listen closely. We're getting new reporting about what's going on at the Biden campaign as we speak. Doug Cass, a hedge fund owner, a big DNC insider, just posted this. Quote, what I am hearing regarding Joe Biden, Ron Klain, that's the former chief of staff, and Barack Obama are having a sit down with the president today. Joe Biden is insistent that Joe's running. Kamala is furious that she is not being considered as a replacement. Whitmer and Newsom are.
In fact, Obama's former campaign manager even went on to Rachel Maddow's show last night to tell her that this is a DEFCON 1 moment for Democrats.
President Obama's campaign manager in 2008, David Plouffe, is with us. David, I know you have been talking to some muckety-mucks in Democratic politics, including what we gingerly call the donor class. What was your personal David Plouffe take on what you saw tonight, and what are you hearing from the people you've been speaking with?
Well, I think consistent with your reaction, Rachel, and others on the panel, it's kind of a DEFCON 1 moment.
Look, he's not wrong. No matter how this plays out, it is a disaster for Democrats. Do they force Joe Biden from the ticket and cause an internal civil war? And even if Joe does step aside, who would replace him? Kamala Harris, who's, by the way, even more unpopular than President Trump? Or do they alienate the woke mob by going with the straight white male Gavin Newsom? Or do they revive Hillary Clinton or force Michelle Obama out there? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who the Democrats choose. Why? Because last night was the biggest red pill ever. For any American who was on the fence, last night proved that there was a coordinated effort from the White House, from the Democrat Party, and from their friends in the media to protect Joe Biden. They told us that behind closed doors, Biden was sharp as a tack. More specifically, both his press secretaries, Karine Jean-Pierre and Jen Psaki, told us that they couldn't even keep up with him.
It is hard for us to keep up with this president who is constantly working every day to get things done and making sure that we are delivering for the American people. And I think that's what matters.
I didn't know where this was going, but I'm intrigued by it. I will say I have nothing to read out on the president's private exercise regime, but I can tell you, having traveled with him a fair amount, sometimes he's hard to keep up with.
This really would be funny if it weren't so sad. These people have endangered our country because of their thirst for power. And do you know who holds a lot of the blame? Jill Biden. She could have told Joe to stand down at any time, but she is so cruel for forcing Joe Biden to cling on to power. This is elder abuse. One of the most cringe moments of the night was when Kamala Harris went on both MSNBC and CNN to try to calm the media down about Joe Biden's no good, very bad debate night.
Of the two people on that debate stage, only one of them has the endorsement of his vice president. And let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
Very awkward.
Kamala, we all know you only support Biden because you want him to croak out in his second term because you want to be president. I know it, you know it, the American people know it. And even MSNBC realized that this was a bad move.
I don't know what they have up their sleeves, but that's what they need. I will also say, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm posing it to you all know, I don't know when the vice president agreed to come on MSNBC. I don't know if it was
long before the debate, perhaps. If it wasn't, you don't send the vice president of the United States out if you won the debate. Typically.
But perhaps the most stunning moment of the night was when Joy Reid, who at this point is just a Democratic propagandist, sounded the alarm bells over Joe Biden. When I was watching this live, I actually thought she was about to break into tears. Take a look.
That said, I too was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak.
Here's the thing. Joe Biden had one job last night, to prove that he's alive. And he couldn't even do that. This is a day of reckoning for the Democrat Party and their allies in the media. They now have to reap what they sow. Trust me, there is no way Joe Biden is going down or leaving the ticket without a fight. They're going to have to force him out, which would be very ugly for the party, or they're going to learn the hard way this November that gaslighting the American people for this long was truly a terrible idea. If there's any silver lining to this, I hope it's that the Democrats have been exposed as putting party over country, propaganda over truth, and power over public service. But as always, that is just my analysis, and I would love to know yours in the comments below. Do you think there's anything the Democrats can do to salvage this before November, or do you think they're stuck with Joe Biden for however much longer he can last? If you haven't already, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask, but it really does help me in the algorithm to reach more viewers like you. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.